So I just finished watching the new Predator movie, Prey, and I really don't think it's very good. I think there are a number of flaws with this movie, including the presentation of the protagonist and the antagonist, as well as the ability to create tension. However, there are also some good things about this movie which I will go over first. The sound design of this movie is amazing. Also, there's great cinematography throughout the entire film. As someone who lives in a forest, they did a very good job of capturing the sounds a forest makes, such as twigs snapping or branches creaking. Films often miss this out, so it's very good that they understood that forests aren't quiet. Now on to the problems with this movie. Towards the start of this movie, the protagonist goes hunting, and during this scene it is portrayed as very cartoonish and unrealistic. I think this is a problem, as although the Predator is unrealistic, the historical setting that this film is based in is realistic, so I think in terms of immersion it would have been better if they tried to make the scene more realistic, as it makes the characters seem more believable. They did a terrible job of introducing the Predator. They show the Predator from the beginning. We just see him standing there or walking around or killing the odd snake. But the problem with that is that all the suspense is gone immediately. If we compare this to the original movie, as you can see, the way they introduced the Predator is much more scary.
Jim Harper. I knew this man. Green Berets out of Fort Bragg. Why did they skin them? What happened here, Billy?
Strange, Major. There was a firefight. They were shooting in all directions.
Can't believe that Jim Harper walked into an ambush.
I don't believe he did. I can't find a single track. Hell, it's like they just disappeared.
When you just introduce the Predator as a person standing there, there's no fear factor with it. That's the beauty of the original. The original showed the dead bodies hanging from a tree that the Predator had killed. Whereas if you just get him standing there, it starts off on the wrong foot. This movie really misses the mark in building up the tension associated with the Predator hunting them. The action scenes are really bad in my opinion, with little to no suspense, and any kind of choreography is pretty poor in my opinion. There are a lot of cartoonish glory kills to try and entertain the audience, and I feel like it's just to distract from the fact that this movie has no tension with it really. The fundamental flaw with this movie is the Predator isn't scary, so they sort of fall flat very quickly in trying to create a difficult and terrifying antagonist. The other problem is anyone who dies from the Predator is a villain and already not meant to be liked, so we really don't care as the audience. None of their deaths carry any weight. So many people die and there really isn't any suspense anymore. In the original Predator movie, the kills seem very calculated and impactful, as each member of the team is slowly picked off. Whereas in this movie, a bunch of cannon fodder enemies, which we aren't meant to like anyway, are ruthlessly killed, but with no real suspense. It's almost like once you see enough death, each kill carries less and less weight, so it ends up feeling a lot less suspenseful and impactful. I personally don't like the way the protagonist is portrayed. I think she comes across as quite arrogant and unlikable, and I don't see much of a character arc either. Now I know in the original, Arnold didn't have much of a character arc either, apart from, I suppose, adapting to the Beast and how he deals with it, but it's just this arrogance that she portrays around everyone of being so knowledgeable about everything. It really doesn't seem too likeable. Also, there's a lot of continuity issues with this movie. The Predator is obviously only meant to kill hunters, yet it kills the defenseless Frenchman who was trying to play dead. The good guys come across as unreasonably skilled against the Predator, doing huge amounts of damage with each hit, whereas the cannon fodder bad guys seem to do no damage at all. There are huge amounts of plot armor for the protagonist. She is incredibly skilled at fighting the Predator, yet she can't even defeat another member of the tribe. This also breaks the immersion, as the character doesn't seem realistic, as from scene to scene her skills and abilities will change, and I think this will just take you out of the movie. Honestly, this movie sucked. I think it's such a far cry from the greatness of the original movie. Maybe compared to some of the other recent Predator movies it's okay, but make no mistake, this movie was horrendously bad and I honestly wouldn't recommend it at all.